Hey everyone, I'm Jasmine. So I'm a Reiki and a Mental Alchemy practitioner. I'm gonna leave my details down below. So if you're interested in to find out more about what I do, you can look up my details. And also my Instagram handle is Pluto Alchemist for my offering. So you can head down there to look up for more information as well. I'm just gonna do a simple vlog today. I am actually pretty tired, pretty exhausted. I just came home from my counseling psychology class, which is on addiction intervention, and I've just got some realization and just some reflection to share. And I also want to share that it has been quite a week since last week. Not sure if you know, there's eclipse energy going on last week, and it was said that it wouldn't actually hit Singapore that hard. So I was a bit wary, but not that wary. And little did I know, it hit me in a way, not in terms of emotionally, but in terms of my energy. So I've been feeling like really sluggish, and I just kept having no energy to do anything. And I think it felt like I dropped off the internet, dropped off the social media for quite a bit. And as well as I haven't been replying or texting people for quite a bit, which really say something, because even when I'm not on social media, I usually am talking to some people, and it actually hit my energy so hard that way that I didn't even get to reply some of the messages. So if you're that someone, you saw this and you are watching this video, I apologize. I'm gonna get back to you. And yeah, but most of all, I'm just really, really anxious about my assignments. I've got two assignments going on right now, and I need to hand them in about like 2 to 3 weeks' time. And I'm still on my first out of two assignments, which says something. I am usually quite on the ball kind of person when it comes to studies, just so because I feel like I'm not academically inclined enough. But this is not really the case this time round. So yeah, still doing it, and kind of expect me to not show up so much on social media as well, and knowing that the reason is because of my assignment. But anyway, for the thing that I really want to share is that if you have watched some of my past videos, I may have mentioned this before. I actually completed my diploma in counseling psychology last year, and I had a lot of mixed feelings about continuing, which is why I kind of like took a break from it before continuing my advanced diploma in counseling psychology this year, mainly because I am in the spiritual community, or being like a spiritual person for a very, very, very long time. And some of the teachings and some of the things and some of the mindset of like the mainstream counselors or the mainstream therapy therapists are like not really doesn't really feel aligned with me, and sometimes it feels extremely triggering to me sometimes. So today I just want to share a little bit about something that this little small encounter I met in class. So basically today what we are learning is about CBT again, cognitive behavioral therapy. Basically, it's about reassessing someone's automatic thoughts, because thoughts trigger emotions, trigger your behavior for you to like respond in a certain way that leads to negative consequence. So it's about diving deep into your automatic thoughts before it leads to your behavior, and before it leads to the consequence, and then challenging it and hopefully reframing it at some point, somehow. So we were learning that today, and of course the teacher is saying that we need to pair that up with showing empathy. I mean, uh, to me, it's just, it's just common sense. There is a reason why people go for therapy, why people go for counseling, and they don't look for anybody who's just like around them to talk to. There is a reason why people pay money for this. And mainly it's because we all want to be heard, felt, understood, and seen. And while I feel like even showing empathy is basically a very, very, it's, I still feel like it's an understatement, because I feel like the moment you dive in deep to understanding somebody, to seeing things from that person's point of view, to really understand what the person is going through, judgment will automatically disappear, criticism will automatically disappear, and you won't even jump into the space of wanting the person to be in a certain place, wanting them, saying that they are wrong or right, because you have seen them, you have kind of like be in their shoes to know that what they are going through. So, I mean, okay, fine. Like in class, teacher will say like you need to display empathy, you need to show empathy. Like, okay, at least it is one of the first step that for some of us may have to learn. It's just that I'm seeing it from a different point of view. And then we actually went through a whole series of probably 10 or like 12 automatic negative thoughts, and teaching us like how to reframe them, and then teaching us how to state which kind of like empathy statement, which is, coming from my point of view, just because, I does Reiki as well. I believe in spiritual work. I believe in energy work, which is why it is like I feel people. Personally, I am clairsentient, so I do feel people's emotions. I understand. I listen to their stories, and I understand what they are going through. Displaying empathy is something like I couldn't help but do. All of us wants to be heard and understood in that way, and then just have to pause there for a little bit, because it's just getting a little bit overwhelming for me. And then to hear somebody like, a teacher who is also a counselor, to teach all of that to the students, the trainees who are going to be future counselors, is just puzzling for me sometimes. But again, we are actually learning. Like, for example, if the person comes in and say that I am a failure, what kind of empathy statement can you say? It just puzzles me, because sometimes we can't help but when we understand, the words will automatically be formed. But what we are doing is going through like maybe 10 or 12 commonly encounter kind of like automatic negative thoughts, and then forming a neutral or the correct empathy statement for them. And it's just, I have so much triggers about that, because I want to be felt. If the tables are turned, I want to be felt. I want to be understood, and I don't want you to refer to a table of like common automatic negative thoughts. Refer to that table, come up with that statement, and tell that to me, because I can feel that you are not sincere. I can feel that you are not connected to me. I can feel that you are not feeling me, you see? Which is, it just puzzles me. But anyway, he wrote the whole, like everything out, and before he wiped that off the table, I wiped that off the whiteboard, he said this. He said, does anybody want to take picture? Because I'm going to wipe them all out in case you want them as references. Everybody took out their phone, they took picture, they sent it somewhere, and I'm like, okay, it seems like these people might want to refer. I do not want to jump to conclusion. I may not know exactly what they are going to use that for, but it just aches me. Then I talk to someone, and someone in class who may or may not become a counselor. I have no idea. An acquaintance, a classmate, someone who I'm not close to. And they were saying that one actually said that it is hard to display empathy because we don't know if we are guessing the person are going through that same exact thing. And then someone else said that she went for a counseling session before, and the person did not accurately point out what emotions she was feeling, and she was offended by it. I mean, I understand if, let's say, I were displaying some kind of emotion, that I was feeling something, and somebody jumped to conclusion and say something inaccurate. I don't deny that I might feel not too happy about it, but to actually have that happen and make that counselor or make that someone who didn't accurately say out what you are feeling at the moment, it actually puts you more in a place of, and actually to put that person more in a place of fear than actually want that person to try harder, to really feel into what the other person is feeling, to actually sharpen their skill. Like, why would you want to scare people away? And the next thing you know, people are just being disconnected to whoever they are talking to. And they are just like, wait, you said that statement, let me pull out a chart and let me check what empathy statement should I make. This is just so... I want to curse and swear. I'm trying so hard not to. My God. I have to pause again just to chill out, just to calm myself down. But anyway, I did talk to someone, and she said that it is hard for her to kind of like predict somebody's emotion, to actually accurately read somebody, not predict, sorry, to actually accurately read somebody's emotions. And she would rather have something structured that she can refer to. And I mean, from my point of view, especially coming from a person who can feel so much, I know that whether you are listening to me or not, whether you are connected to me or not, and yeah, it simply doesn't work for me. To be honest, I wouldn't know if it works for people who are probably doesn't have as strong of a clairsentience as me. I don't know. And I don't want to guess as well. I don't want to say like everybody needs the same level amount of connectedness like me. But yeah, but guys, when I say like, when I go to mainstream counseling psych school, I may get triggered. I'm not kidding. The thing about me is I may not have the best memory, and you ask me like, what happened last year? I probably couldn't tell you. But now that I just encountered it now, I just recorded this video to share it with anybody who is watching. But to anybody out there who strives to be in the mental health industry, to strive to be in a, spiritual wellness industry, know that everything can be energetically felt. Know that everything can be emotionally felt. We can pick up on non-verbal cues. We can pick up on all of this. We may not be able to accurately read from the start, but know that it is just like any other skill, including intuition skill, including channeling skill, including playing a guitar. Know that everything can be strengthened, everything can be sharpened. You don't have to rely on a table to tell you what is the next best thing to say or to do. You just have to rely on sharpening your groundedness, your connectedness with someone, and